All my life I've been persecuted for the lifestyle that I've chosen. All my life I've been told I'm no good, that I should just give up. All my life, people have looked at me like I'm an idiot. But they're the ones. They're the ones who are idiots. All my life I've been told I'm not good enough. Like nothing I do will ever work. All my life I've been told that my voice didn't matter. No, I can't take it anymore. Oh, my life has been so bad. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm speaking, of course, about being a musician. Yes. Ever since I was a young man, I've been attracted to the sonic arts. And with a few hiccups along the way, I've made a pretty great career for myself in the arts. I've played with international touring acts consistently since I was a small child. And I'm just taking a brief pit stop to hop off the plane and give you some insight into what it's really like coming up as a musician and the type of persecution you may face from the general public. Now, I do this not to scare you away, but to provide you with a much-needed education that I wish that I had growing up. I was in a band in high school. We were called Sid Stone. And we could play in a way that you wouldn't believe. I mean, we could play rock and roll music in a way that no one had ever heard. And in fact, some lame old piece of shit tried to shut us down. You see, we really loved the song Machine Gun by Jimi Hendrix. Now, if you've never heard that song, please go listen to it directly after this video, because it's a really great song. And in fact, I still think it's the greatest guitar solo of all time, other than Singapore Sling Overdriver. Singapore Sling Overdriver's #1 guitar solo of all time, followed by Machine Gun by Jimi Hendrix, Band of Gypsies performance. And one night, our band, Sid Stone, decided to play Jimi Hendrix's Machine Gun for 3 hours straight. And we didn't have drumsticks, so our drummer was using a pair of his mom's antique chair legs to hit the cymbals and to hit the drums, you know? It was a sight to behold. You know, we thought it was all fun and games. We were having a great time. We were starting our careers in the music industry. We were starting our careers. We had stars in our eyes. We thought we had done a great job. My ears were ringing for weeks. But when we came back for our next practice, that's when things got interesting. to say the least. Because the neighbor, he was waiting for us. He was waiting for us in the driveway, and as I walked in with my giant amplifier, he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, "Don't let your ride get away from you. You're not playing in a band tonight." What? Been persecuted all my life. You know, the hardest part of being a musician is taking all that criticism and all that hate and not letting it slow you down, and not letting it stop you from making the art that you were put here to make, you know. And my advice to younger musicians is, if your neighbors complain, go to war, man. Because you have rights as a musician. You have a right to practice in your own home at stadium level volumes, because you will be playing stadiums one day. In fact, one time I was rehearsing at my mom's house, and an evil neighbor appeared at the end of the driveway. An evil neighbor appeared at the end of the driveway. It was a long driveway. And he began to walk up towards the house. And as he walked closer, we sensed the presence of darkness. We were jamming with the garage door wide open at stadium level volumes. It was the only way that we could properly rehearse, as if the entire town heard us. He approached us and began to yell. He said, "I don't like this teeny bopper music bullshit. And I'm shutting it down right now. You're gonna stop right now." My mom looked at him and said, "Get off my property, you fucking wife beater." Now, I don't know whether this guy beat his wife or not. I mean, I certainly hope he didn't. But the fact of the matter is he turned around, walked down the driveway, and we never saw him again. I'm actually just getting over a cold, so I'm going to drink a little bit of tea. I hope you don't mind. Oh, it's so good. One time a guy just printed out the noise bylaw and left it at our front door. One time, somebody tried to take us to court to battle us legally to prove that we didn't have the right to practice. One time, there was a man standing just on the property line with his arms folded like this. And he stood there and just stared at me until I came down. And I remember I was wearing a super tight Wonder Woman t-shirt with my nips just sticking out like antennas. And I was carrying a beer, a James Ready beer. And I walked down towards him, me and my friend, who was also in the band. And he said, "Me and all the neighbors, we've all gathered together and formed a coalition against you and your band. And I am the representative of this coalition, and we've decided that you guys being a band is preventing us from enjoying our properties that we've spent millions of dollars buying. Your band is preventing us from enjoying our homes in this peaceful, quaint neighborhood. And the fact is, you practicing here 2-3 times a week at stadium level volumes in a non-soundproof garage with the door open is a bit much for us to handle." Remember, I looked at him and I said, "So you're the only real man in the neighborhood?" It didn't work on him at all. He knew what I was doing. We ended up making friends with him, and he invited us over for a barbecue, but we never went because we knew it was a trap. We knew we'd go and it would be a trap. All the neighbors would be there, and they probably would have killed us. Or worse, tried to join our band. I remember one time I was walking down the street of the same town a couple months later, and we hadn't been there in a little while. They thought their problem was over. And as I began to walk down the street, people came out from their houses and stared at me. They gave me the evil eye. And one woman came down from her house and faced me eye to eye and begged me not to play. She said, "Please don't play. Please. It's so awful." And I looked at her and I said, "But you don't understand, lady. I'm gonna be famous. You're the loser. You're the one who's awful. I'm gonna be famous." I had a vision in my mind of being a famous musician who could spread joy throughout the land, whose guitar emanated a vibrant yellow light that could heal the sick. I had a vision of the peaks of the Himalayan mountains being covered with amplification units, and my guitar sound creating an ambient soundscape that would echo through the hills and send love light frequencies vibrating into space from the echoes it would create from the canyons of the mountains. And I would be the first one to do this. This vision is the reason I started playing guitar in the first place. And this vision is what still gets me up every morning, you know? I may be 41 years old, but if I can find a lead singer who's like 25, and maybe their parents are like loaded or something, I don't know how it would work, but